My name is Saurabh Bhanot. I take care of sales for Danfoss India, North, East, and Subcontinent region, as well as the transport cooling businesses. I know it's a bit difficult, listening to all the presentations, sitting here since morning, and the going gets tougher when the momentum shifts to the technical stuff or the industry presentations. So I promise in the next 15 minutes, I'm not going to bore you with detailed technical presentations. Rather, I'll be more interested in sharing about the target that Indian Railways has taken to become 100% carbon neutral by 2030. How is Danfoss helping Indian Railways to achieve that, as well as how you and us could help to achieve that target together and faster. We are a Danish company headquartered in Nordberg, Denmark. We have more than 40,000 employees. We have 95 factories in more than 20 countries and sales operation in more than 100 countries. Talking about our presence in India, thanks to our partners and wholesalers, we have presence at more than 65 plus locations in India. We have 5 sales offices, 4 factories, and 5 design and tech centers. Danfoss business is basically divided into 3 divisions. We have Danfoss Power Solutions. It is helping in electrification, mobile and industrial hydraulics, fluid conveyance. That is helping to move the industries, transform, and build more energy efficient technologies. Danfoss Climate Solution is the division to which I belong. It is a merger of heating and cooling. And whether we talk about air conditioning, refrigeration, or heating, we are right there to support you with the most energy efficient solutions. Danfoss Power Electronics and Drives. Majorly, I'll be talking about the drives here. And the drives, that helps us to control the speed and modulate the AC motors, thereby making them energy efficient. These 3 divisions are together making the conglomerate of Danfoss as a group. Now, in the last decade, the way we do our businesses have completely transformed. The micro and macroeconomics are changing, and the environment is highly dynamic. So when we look at the outside world, we are finding ourselves in the middle of these mega trends. I would like to dwell upon them one by one. The digitalization. 90% of the data had been created in the last 2 years. When we talk about automation, IoT, ChatGPT, AI, this is going to grow multifold. Our dependency is going to increase more and more. And this is going to help us in decarbonizing as well. When we talk about electrification, the future of the world is electric. The renewable energy is going to make electricity the largest energy carrier. However, there has to be a special focus on storage capacities, enhanced storage capacities, to make sure we could take care of the peak demand, peak loads. Talking about urbanization, 70% of the energy consumption are actually happening in the cities. And 70% of those emissions are caused by those cities. As per a study, the population of the world by 2030 would be 8.6 billion. And by 2050, 70% of the people would be living in metropolitan cities. So that means all two-tier and three-tier cities would actually be becoming metropolitan. All the rapid rail systems, the metros, the LRVs, the metro lights, etc., we'll be going to see them in the small cities or the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. We are already well aware of the focus of our Honorable Prime Minister to work on the smart cities projects, and it is going to happen. But it is very important that we ensure these developments are done keeping green focus in mind. Talking about the food and water, I believe water is one of the resources that is least discussed about. However, it is one of the most scarce resources we have. And there has to be a lot of focus on how we can kind of reuse and recycle water. Talking about food, 1/3 of the wastage is being created by loss of food. And 1/3 emissions that are being caused are because of the food wastage. 60% of the food chain has to be increased in order to feed the growing population that I just talked about, 8.6 billion by 2030. And then there has to be a robust cold chain, food chain available with the right resources, with the right cold chain solutions. Talking about the climate change, that is a topic we are discussing at most of the forums. And we know that since 1990, 50% carbon emissions have increased. And they are going to grow and they're going to increase. Unless and until we get a reality check, we get an alarm now. And only the energy efficiency and the renewable resources of energy could actually pave the way in making the world and the environment safer and greener. Now, the point of reflection after discussing all these mega trends is how are we getting impacted, or how our businesses are going to get impacted in future? And what are the opportunities and how are we capitalizing those opportunities? I would leave you with that thought for a while I revisit that in the later half of my presentation. Let us first understand how is Danfoss helping railways become more comfortable and safer for the passengers, talking about the comfort that we provide inside the train. So we have a roof mount package unit that is installed right on the top of the coaches, which is ensuring the air conditioning inside the coach. And we are having the right solutions like compressors, most efficient technologies in terms of the new compressor technologies, or we talk about the controls. We have them right there to make sure your comfort is well ensured inside the rail. We also have a pantry section in long distance route trains, and we are also ensuring that your food is being served to you at the right temperature and it's served to you fresh. So we are providing compressors and thermostats for that application as well. Talking about what new we are bringing in terms of the air conditioning inside the train. In the morning, some gentlemen were talking about train 20, which will be a train made up of aluminum body. And he was also talking about agility. That is very, very important in terms of the transit system through rails or metros. So we are having just to support that train coach, we also have a fully aluminum body compressor, which is also promoting circularity, because it's a semi-hermetic compressor, horizontal compressor, which can also be kind of recycled. If something happens to that compressor, you can actually always refurbish that compressor. So that is, we are not only promoting it a green product because it is made up of aluminum, however, it is also promoting circularity. Then we have fully aluminum alloy microchannel heat exchangers that also add to reducing the weight of that RMPU, roof mount package unit, in terms of the heat exchanger sizes, which are reduced, and also the refrigerant charge, which is also kind of reduced because of this technology. We are promoting electronic expansion valves in the future RMPUs, which are going to get more precise temperature controls and would promote energy efficiency. Talking about the pantry side, we are now having energy efficient variable speed compressors with the drives, as well as the advanced technology induced thermostat controllers, which are going to make sure that the temperature is well maintained for the food that is being served to you. Talking about outside the train, so we are also doing a lot of work on the station infra. We have the Danfoss drives, which are being used in the air handling units, which are being used in the tunnels for ventilation. Recently, my colleagues have got a project in which the variable speed drives are going to kind of change the direction of the fans in terms of a mishappening, in terms of a fire or smoke. They're going to provide ventilation. And then we also have turbo core compressors, which are a pioneer in its technology. These are the oil-free compressors, which are kind of very efficient in terms of the technologies available in the world today. We have the pressure-independent balance control valves that are going to make sure adequate cooling is happening in different levels of a building or different levels of a station. And we have drives for different applications, escalators, lifts, etc. So when we conduct a study, we actually found that 55% of the energy is being consumed by the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems in a building. And if we have the right technologies and the right products, we can actually save a lot of energy. I would like to talk about this technology in a little more details because, as I mentioned, it's a pioneer technology. It's an oil-free compressor, and there is actually no metal-to-metal contact. The shaft inside the compressor is actually levitating between the bearings, and these are called magnetic bearings. Then, because of this, we don't need any periodic, maintenance for these compressors like we need as of those in screws or centrifugal compressors. Since again there is no metal-to-metal contact, it also makes the operation a very, very, acoustic friendly in a very, very acoustic-friendly manner, and to make sure the comfort is ensured. So if we have to do a comparison with a screw or a centrifugal compressor, we actually find that it is 8 decibel lower compared to a normal screw or centrifugal that is available in the market. Then it is also making it a very, very compact size compressor, which is making it very well suited for the places where we have a constraint on space. And nowadays, space is always a constraint in most of the installations. This compressor is also equipped with all the latest refrigerant technologies, because right now the refrigerant, we say the refrigerant platform is actually promoting a lot of uncertainty. And we are ready with all the future refrigerants, R515B, R513A, or HFOs. This compressor can be worked with all these refrigerants. Now, this is a typical chiller that our customers are making using the products from Danfoss. We can give you the plate heat exchangers, we can give you the PIBCV valves, we can give you the drives for the pumps, drives for the air handling units, plate heat exchangers, turbo core compressor or the scroll compressors, drives for the compressors. So we can give, and also the MCX controllers, which will make sure that the system is running on automation. So we can give you a full-fledged solution to make sure that your system is highly efficient and running, saving a lot of energy. Now, talking about the drives, 50% of the electrical energy is actually consumed by the electric motors. Or if I put it the other way, I actually feel electric motor is one of the biggest invention in human era, because whatever appliances we see around us, by some or the other way, they are incorporating some sort of a motor. And if we could somehow control the speed of those AC motors, we can actually save a lot of energy. A couple of slides back, I talked about that the future of the world is electric. And for a better tomorrow, we will actually have to save the energy that is being related to these motors. And Danfoss drives are actually helping you do the same. So this is one typical drive that is going in a lot of installations at metros and railways. It has got IP ratings. It has got the highest efficiency in the industry. It has got dual inbuilt DC chokes for the harmonics. And the best part is you get sales and service support 365 into 24/7. We have a plethora of drives available for different applications, and we can always connect up to understand in more technical details. So the next generation of airports, stations are engineered with the Danfoss greener solutions. These are some of the installations that I would like to share with you. So our turbo core compressor, which is the oil-free compressor, is actually installed at the high-speed rail Sabarmati station, and it is also installed in the Mumbai Metro, thereby promoting and actually helping them achieve a lot of energy efficiency. And our drives are being installed in all these prestigious locations. Now, a couple of minutes back, I was talking about Indian Railways' dream or target of becoming 100% carbon neutral by 2030. We need to understand that it is actually a chain. It is not only the energy efficient products, but how are those products being made? That is also very important. Because unless and until we make those processes and setups greener, we can never call ourselves 100% green or green in true sense. And when we speak, we actually speak with a lot of experience, because our climate strategy is equally ambitious and bold. All Danfoss factories, I talked about 95 factories across the world, are going to become greener and are going to become 100% carbon neutral by 2030. I'm very proud to say that Nordberg, where our headquarters is called the energy efficiency capital of the world. And our campus has already become 100% carbon neutral in 2022. Now this is, I'm talking about overseas. Let's talk about what we are doing in India. This is a campus in Oragadam, Chennai, a 50-acre campus. And I'm proud to say that we have already kind of cut on carbon emissions 12,000 tons in the last couple of years. We have already had 8 green months where we did not use any electricity from the grid. And we have had 4 consecutive months of same green where we were not using anything from the electric grid and using renewable sources of energy in 2021, consecutive 4 months. Now what we are doing in our campus, we are a LEED Platinum rated building. We are only using 14% of the electricity from the grid, and 86% of the electricity we are using from the off-site and on-site solar and wind sources. We have a 3 lakh liter storage of water harvesting as I mentioned, water is a very important resource, and we are actually making sure that this is being used for the sanitation purposes. We grow our own fruits and vegetables to make sure that we are actually giving back to the environment, and this is being used in our cafeteria to feed our employees. We have a biogas plant to take care of the wastage that is being produced in the cafeteria, and we are reusing it to produce energy, again being supplied to our cafeteria. We have all the vehicles in our factory which are 100% electric, and recently we launched a big power bank, where actually on Saturdays and Sundays, where there is no manpower or no work being done, we are storing this solar energy that is being produced in this power bank to be used on a day when the peak demands would be high. So this is what we are doing, and I believe all of us would have to think in the same manner, that unless and until we make the processes greener, we are not 100% green. This is India's first centrally air-conditioned railway station, M. Visvesvaraya at Bengaluru, and I'm very proud to say that this is being air-conditioned by using Danfoss greener solutions. And I would also like to comment here that gone are the days when we were looking at the world and trying to imitate and copy things from there. In today's world, recently I was reading an article, India has kind of completely outperformed US and China in the LEED Zero certifications, and DLF, our homegrown, the real estate developer, has actually been awarded as the leader of the LEED Zero certifications. So it is just a matter of time that we'll be setting more and more examples for the world. And this is also my last slide. However, before I leave, I would like to leave you all with a thought. Every morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. Let's join hands to engineer a greater and greener nation for tomorrow. We are Danfoss. Thank you.